happy last day of May. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? It's
There's
your boy.
a whole nother day of May.
There's 31 days.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I definitely thought there was only 30. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was so wild. I said, as soon as you said it, I said, wait, I don't think so, buddy.
I'll have everyone panicking. Is it Saturday?
The episode's late, you fuckers.
Oh, they're swearing too. We've hit the trifecta of chaos already. It's your boy Josh here for another Friday Am I the Asshole episode. Joined with my boy Sean. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. I saw you got revenge on me for the All American episode by doing fucking zoom in on my chapped lips.
Yeah.
You bastard. You goddamn bastard.
Yeah, people were tagging me in Discord being like, love this. This was hilarious. And I'm just like, you can tell when I get bored editing, I just do random shit.
My God. Whenever we ask you to do like the eagle sounds and shit like that, do you enjoy doing those or are you like, God damn it?
Honestly, it spices it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not bad.
But yeah, John's not here today. He is having a date night with his wife. So we gave him the night off, which is fair because I took last week off. Not Sean, though. Sean's got to work.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked.
But Sean, we do have something to celebrate today.
Do we?
Yes, because we've been talking about this. I'm not going to mention their names, but YouTube channel.
It feels inappropriate to celebrate this without John.
I know
because John put in a lot of the legwork to get this done.
He was the leader.
The ADHD was working for justice, focused primarily on justice.
Yeah, so we had a YouTube channel that was ripping our videos, posting them, which, I mean, for the most part, we were like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, because just like being on the internet and TikTok, it just feels like
it happens.
That's kind of just,
especially TikTok.
Tough
TikTok's
luck,
crazy.
What can we do? TikTok, oh my God, the amount of views that the marble people get on our shit is crazy.
So anyway, we were okay with it, but then they started like responding to comments as us, and that felt icky because it's like we can't, verify what they're gonna say. Like,
the number one thing that at first we're like it's fine, and then like John reached out and was like, "Hey, y'all can't call yourself the official. You gotta you can't say this is the official Reddit on Wiki clips page because." Obviously not, right? You're at 2 Mustaches podcast.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with us. So take that. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're huge fans. Blah, blah, blah.
Which cool if you are.
That's cool. Maybe don't steal our shit. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then the nail in the coffin was they ripped our charity TikTok that we did and then opened up donations to like on YouTube Shorts so that people could donate directly to them. No idea where that money went. So if anyone donated, that did not go to us.
Yeah,
did
y'all
not
were
go to
fooled by
the
that
charity. So yeah, that was the last straw. John lost it and began copyright striking the hell out of them.
Dude,
and successfully
it was beautiful to see.
Shut down.
I mean, with the help of
the help of
Discord and Instagram. He posted on both.
Yeah, and YouTube.
Wikimaniacs, you guys helped out a ton.
Yeah. So that channel is taken down, as far as I know. At least the videos are all gone. So a win for us in that regard. So
I do want to say they did try they tried a fast one by switching their name from 2 Mustaches to the Daily Story Time.
Yeah, I think they switched 3 times
or some shit. Yeah, fuck them. You know what I mean? They also emailed us and were like, "Oh no, like maybe this is working out best for the both of us." And I'm like, when your channel has 3 times as many views as our channel, I don't know if it's helping us per se. You know what I mean?
I will say we've had a flood of people come in after that channel's kind of gone down. So hopefully people are now being directed to our channel, which would be nice. But yeah. So we appreciate everyone who helped out, reported, did what they could. That helped a lot. And so now we don't have to deal with that right now anymore.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
And it does feel weird celebrating without John. I'll say that.
He was a big proponent in getting it all started. So
Yeah.
Thank you to John. Thank you to the Wikimaniacs for the support and helping us get these thieves
absolutely
taken down.
Well, if you want to help out the show, like, subscribe, share our actual channel to your friends and family, whoever you want to watch this with. But yeah, without further ado, Sean, is there anything else you want to shout out before we hop into the stories?
Yeah, you got 2 more days officially to buy the Mayflowers merch.
Let's go.
It falls on a weekend, so there's a good chance I do actually get it done this time.
So that's
really,
true. Yeah.
Really, you got 2 days left. Buy the merch. It should be down by June 1st. So if you haven't bought it, buy now.
Buy now. That's Reddit on wikishop.com. Links are in the description as always. Go check that out.
If this is your first time listening, half of the profits of that go to a charity of the patron's choice. So feel better about getting merch and helping out.
Yes, absolutely.
Get Therapy goes 100% to us, though. So if you want some of that, I would love.
Without further ado, Sean, let's hop into the first story today.
Let's do it.
First one, cross-posted by our moderator on the Discord, Saskia.
Ooh. Hit the
go button. Sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
You got to. They moderate for us.
I'm a little rusty, okay?
That's fair.
It's been a week. But this was also cross-posted on our subreddit by Lil Potato Bake as well, so I should give them a shout out. Title for this one is, Am I the asshole for faking a haunted house to get my boyfriend to move out because he refused to leave after we broke up?
No, hell yeah. That sounds sick.
This is right up John's alley.
Yeah.
I think this is something he would do.
I famously hate pranks, but this sounds awesome.
Yeah. I think a revenge prank is
fine.
Yeah, we're usually okay with those ones.
Yeah.
All right. So 28 female, broke up with my boyfriend, Steve, 31 male, 6 months ago. We had been living together, and after the breakup, I gave him plenty of time to find a new place. He kept saying things like, I just need a little more time, or the market's crazy, or I can't find a place that allows ferrets. And then in brackets, he doesn't have a ferret. I don't know why he said that.
Single me is really going to get into ferrets.
I just know down the line, a year from now, I'm definitely going to have ferrets. I need to think about that. That's a crazy just sentence. Fast forward to month 6, and this man is still leaving beard trimmings in the sink and playing Skyrim until 3 a.m. I was losing it. So naturally, I decided to haunt my own apartment. It started small. Whispers through the vent. Flickering lights. I bought an old porcelain doll from the Facebook Marketplace and moved it to different locations every night. I whispered, "Get out, Steven," into my phone, slowed it down 800% and made it play inside the walls with a Bluetooth speaker. I even got my friend who does special effects makeup to pretend to be a Victorian child ghost in the hallway mirror.
Wait.
Steve started losing sleep. He saged the place, bought holy water, and started talking to the doll like it was real. Then one night, he packed a bag, looked me dead in the eyes, and said, "The spirits have chosen you. I can't fight them anymore." And he left.
I really want to know the details on the Victorian child mirror trick. You have a two-way mirror?
Could be that, or maybe, I don't know, projector maybe? I have no idea how you do that.
I really need the details on how you did that.
Or one of those, like those large tablets that work as like a calendar. Could just like have it be a mirror, and then I don't know. I'm thinking wildly here.
We're thinking technology I don't even know existed. A tablet calendar.
He's now living with his sister, and I've reclaimed my space. The doll is in my closet, and sometimes I still whisper at it for fun.
That's it taking over, I think.
But you think
it's for fun.
Yeah. Now here's where it gets spicy. Steve found out it was me. My friend posted a behind-the-scenes pic of the ghost makeup on her Instagram.
Oh my God, please share with us. You can't mention that and then not put a link, OP.
That's true. He saw it and messaged me a very long paragraph calling me a manipulative monster with a flair for the theatrical, which honestly was kind of flattering. My friends are divided and half say I'm a genius and deserve a Netflix deal, The other half say I should have just kicked him out the normal way and that gaslighting via ghosts might be ethically questionable. So am I the asshole for taking a full-on haunting to evict my emotionally clingy ex?
Is this technically ethically questionable? Yeah, of course. Do I fault you at all? No. 6 months?
Yeah.
You've been broken up for 6 months. That's a long time. That's a lot of time for him to be like, to move in with his sister.
Yeah.
If the market isn't allowing for ferrets, you know what I mean? He could have done that 6 months ago.
Clearly that was an option. You know what I mean?
Clearly an option this whole entire time. Unless the ghost thing was going on for so long that he was like messaging his sister and like, there's no other option.
I can't do anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need out of here and I need ferrets.
But it sure seems, the sister was an option the whole time. So yeah, I don't know. Once you start bringing in ferrets, hypothetical ferrets that you don't own, I think that's when it's like, all right, I got to fucking do some crazy shit to get this guy out of here.
Yeah. And I think you're justified in doing so because like he's not taking the hint. He's clearly doing it out of either spite or clinginess. And it's just like, come on, dude. Like you can find your own place, go live with your parents, your sister, whatever it happens to like needs to be for a little bit until you can find your own place. Like you got to give your ex her own space. So yeah, I mean, creative way to do it for sure.
Again, OP, I long shot that you listen to the show at all, but would love to see the behind the scenes Instagram post.
That would be amazing. Yeah. A lot of people were presuming this was a fake post. OP was saying it was real. So take that.
You know what's a great way to prove that it's real, OP? Share that goddamn Instagram post.
Yeah. So, I mean, take the story with a grain of salt. Either way, crazy story, super funny. And I enjoy that. Reddit deemed not the asshole though. Good. And big lower score guy for you said, OP better be careful though. By pretending that her house is haunted, she risks offending the ghosts who are already there. I recommend using a Ouija board, which is spelled WEEGEE, to communicate with the real ghosts and make sure they are okay with the fake ghosts. And then to which one of our Wikimaniacs on the cross post said, can you burn a Luigi board? It's a me, Luigi.
A Luigi. His mansion.
Yeah.
I will say a Ouija board is one of the things that I will just never, ever touch.
Sienna's the exact same way. She's like, I don't want to fuck with fate.
Yeah, no thanks. Even if there's a chance for some fucked up demon shit, I'm good. Yeah, I'm out.
I've definitely used one before.
So when you were using it, did y'all feel anything, or was everyone just moving it and being like,
that's definitely what it is. It's someone moving it.
But you can tell when someone's moving it, can't you? So it's like,
I mean, yeah, you feel like, I don't know. I think how it's supposed to work, and this is, someone who has no idea of the arcane or whatever you would classify it as.
I definitely would not be shocked if people have used it for real and it did some weird shit. Potentially,
yeah. Like we talked about this, I think, on the live last week. I that's not something I believe in, like the ghost realm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you only have two fingers on it, all you feel is a force pushing it around. You're assuming it's other people, but you have no idea, I guess.
Someone needs to fucking make the Ouija board better, really fucking get to the skeptics.
Yeah.
Put a full hands on there.
Make it a Luigi board.
Yeah.
It just makes Luigi sounds. It's me. Kill the CEOs.
Bro, I saw some quote from him recently and I was like, this guy's fucking sick. I forget what it was. It was something like, I don't know. It was fucking sick. Nancy read it to me and I was like, why is that badass, dude?
Is his GoFundMe still available?
Dude, he's fucking kind of cool, I think.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. Posted by Secretive Girl on Am I the Jerk?
Ooh.
The title for this one is Am I the Jerk for expecting full payment when the baby falls asleep while babysitting?
I don't think you're a jerk. You should be expecting full payment regardless, kind of.
That's
right?
true.
I think that's the thing with babysitting. I've never heard of somebody being like, yeah, I'm gonna take some dollars off. I'm like, no, we agreed on a price here.
Yeah, also crazy to be like because the baby fell asleep. It's like, yeah, it should probably. That's probably what should happen. You know what I mean?
If anything, I should be paying you more.
Yeah, I can't believe you got them to sleep. That's awesome. All right, so I, 19 female, babysit occasionally for a couple in my neighborhood. They're nice and the kid is sweet. It's usually an easy gig. Last weekend, they asked if I could watch their 2-year-old from 6 to 10 p.m. while they went to dinner with friends. I agreed on the usual rate and showed up at 6. By 6:20, the baby was already passed out in my arms after a bottle and a quick cuddle. I laid her in her crib and didn't hear a peep for the rest of the night. Literally just sat on their couch, scrolling my phone for almost 4 hours and checking the baby monitor a few times, and that was it. They came home around 9:45, and they were surprised the baby had been asleep almost the whole time. The husband half-jokingly said, "Dang, maybe we should just pay you for the 20 minutes of work," and the wife laughed. I laughed too at first, thinking it was just a joke, but then they handed me cash for 1 hour and said, "Honestly, we feel weird paying you full price when you didn't really do anything."
All right. Find another babysitter. This is the last time I fucking help you all out at all.
What a crazy response. I told them I still came over. They still had their night out, and part of the babysitting is just being there in case the baby wakes up. Mm-hmm. They didn't budge and said they'd make it up to me next time. But I feel kind of taken advantage of. I didn't argue further because I didn't want to cause a scene. When I vented to my sister, she said they were being cheap and I was totally right to expect full pay. So am I the jerk for expecting full pay even though the baby was asleep almost the whole time?
No, not at all. I would say while you were scrolling your phone, you did mention you were still looking at the baby monitor.
Yeah.
If something had happened,
you
God forbid, you were there to do something about it.
Well, not even like anything crazy, like it just if they woke up. You know what I mean?
Like, so, if you had been like, fuck it, the baby's asleep and then went home after an hour, then yeah, I could see where they had.
That would be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see where they'd maybe not want to pay you at all, to be honest.
I honestly, would consider that too. Yeah.
But you were there the whole time. The time that you were there, you could have been doing literally anything else. So it's, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's common sense. It's like, when they do their day job, whatever they do, are they only getting paid for the times that they are actually in
typing or
their shit, typing and doing shit? Or are they also getting paid while they're taking a shit in the bathroom? You know what I mean? Like
the second one.
Yeah. It's definitely the second one. So truly wild. You're 19. I maybe get my parents involved. Not gonna lie, because if they just straight up did that and then made you leave, they kind of took advantage of you there. And I mean, that's fucked up, I think.
Yeah, it's super fucked up. It's clearly the case of like two adults taking advantage of a younger person.
19-year-old.
Yeah. Like what the fuck? Like so gross. And to even make the joke is like pretty gross.
That is one of my top pet peeves, actually.
Yeah.
Like people that joke around when they're trying to be like super like, I don't know. There's we're not behind the paywall, but there's I've worked with people.
I get you.
I've worked with people in the past that are like, oh man, like you were out for lunch for a long time, huh?
Yeah.
And then never me. I've never been in the situation where people have vented to me. And then I'm just like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I was out for an hour and a few minutes. What do you want me to?
Who cares? Yeah.
Who fucking cares? And why are you at my desk waiting for me to get back from lunch?
Yeah. Are you not doing your job?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. I do hate that. I also hate like people that joke about something that would suck if they actually did and then proceed to do that
then proceed to do it.
Like, okay, so it's no longer a joke, you fucking piece of shit.
The joke was to see if you guys would laugh.
Yeah.
And since you laughed, I will do that terrible thing I joked about.
Yeah, that's like, okay, so you're just an asshole then.
This is literally like, wouldn't it be crazy if I proposed at your wedding?
Exactly.
Don't do that.
No, that would not be funny.
Okay, cool. I will do that.
I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm making that happen.
So Reddit deemed not the jerk, and Juiced In said, hell no, you're paid to watch the baby, not for what the baby does. And then Rude Vermicelli 2268 said, next time they call you, when you get there, tell them you're now collecting payment in advance. Charge them the balance from the last time and full payment for the anticipated hours you're about to work. If they balk, leave. These are not the type of clients you need.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I agree. I honestly think you should be like, well, pay me for the last time and this time, and then just leave.
And then just
yeah, fuck you. That's for emotional trauma of even having to write this post and think about me being in the wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are not people you want to work for.
Fuck them.
All right. Let's move on to the next one here, Sean. This one has an update, actually.
Oh.
It comes from Best of Redditor Updates, but it was originally posted on Am I Overreacting? Posted by Rude _Winter _9192. Title is Am I Overreacting for Calling Off My Wedding After My Fiancé Got Drunk, Put on My Wedding Dress, and Had an Accident in it?
Literally nothing you do would be wrong if you murdered this man. I think I might be okay with it.
Holy shit. Like, what is going through your mind when you do that?
They were married already or engaged? Fiancé.
This is a wedding dress.
Wow, brother.
Yeah.
Wow, you're fucked.
Oh, yeah. I right off the bat, when I read the title, I was like, absolutely not. That is insane.
Real bad.
To do. Yeah.
Have you seen the Tim Robinson movie yet? I've been wanting to watch it. I haven't had time to do it.
Maybe that could be a Patreon one we watch together.
Oh, when it comes out on streaming?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm down for that if you are.
Hell yeah. I'm down to watch it.
Was that relevant to something?
No, I think
I was like, did I miss something?
I think the cadence of which you said something reminded me of Tim. Sorry, guys. It's been a rough day for me today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
My cadence is now reminding Sean of Tim Robinson. We're so far down the rabbit hole. We're so cooked.
This is Monday energy, and I apologize, Friday listeners.
Yeah, come on, get it together, Sean.
Right. My bad.
All right, so this sounds completely ridiculous, but it really happened, and I can't stop thinking about it. Some people are telling me I'm completely overreacting, and I'm starting to question myself. I'm 28 and was supposed to get married last weekend to my fiancé, Nick, who is 30. We've been together for 4 years. He's funny and a little impulsive, but I always thought he had a good judgment. He drinks socially, but I've never seen him out of control until now. The night before our wedding, I stayed home with my sister and 2 of my bridesmaids for a relaxed night. Nick went out with his groomsmen. I expected him to come home tipsy at the most. At around 1:30 in the morning, this is the day before the wedding, by the way. This is insane.
I think bachelorette parties the day before the wedding is so chaotic.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just they're going out.
Why would you go out at all the night before? You know, that's so chaotic.
I don't know. Maybe I'm different, but I'm just like bed by as early as I can the day before my wedding because I'm like, it's going to be a long day. You know, we're waking up early, but we're going until like 2 a.m. the next morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, why go back to back nights late?
I don't know. I definitely drank with my groomsmen the night before, but it was like a cocktail.
Sure. Yeah.
At the hotel.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Where we have the cocktail, laugh, reminisce, and then go to bed immediately.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
That's fine. Like
getting drunk the night before, I think is just such, because you got to be up so early and you're going to be up all day.
There's so much to remember.
Up, you're like, you have to be on. You are the center of attention. You know what I mean? So it's just.
Yeah, it could not be me.
Sounds like a terrible idea, brother.
So at around 1:30 in the morning, he came home absolutely wasted, slurring, stumbling, sweaty. I was brushing my teeth when I heard him banging around in the guest room. When I went to check, I saw him dragging my wedding dress out of the closet. I asked what he was doing, and he just laughed and said he wanted to see how it felt to be a bride. I told him to put it back and to not touch it, but he was not listening at all. Right in front of me, he stripped down completely and started putting on the dress. He could barely get it over his body and kept tripping over the train. I didn't know what to say. Then he dropped to the floor in the dress, still laughing. Then he went quiet, looked up at me with his panicked face and said, "Oh no." A few seconds later, he had an accident. Diarrhea. It soaked through the back of the dress and onto the carpet, and the smell was immediate and overwhelming. I stood there in shock while he started crying and tried to get out of the dress, which only made more of a mess.
I don't think I've ever drunk diarrhea. I mean, maybe he had something else going on.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's possible. I've heard of people, having that issue. But like,
I mean, just putting it on in general, had this accident not happened, I think I still would be like,
why are you getting so drunk before?
Yeah, I mean, this is common sense, right?
Yeah.
Like the night before the wedding, you're going to put on my dress.
Drunk.
You know what I mean?
That all really, you could tear it even if you weren't drunk.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's probably not the same exact size. This is a very form-fitted, wedding dresses are, the fittings are always very
precise.
It's a big deal, dude.
And he's stepping all over the train. Like, it's just, even before the diarrhea, this is terrible.
Yeah, before the diarrhea, I think this is already a wedding is off type of thing. And then the diarrhea is just for sure, icing on the cake.
Yeah. It was all over the fabric, the floor, and him. I told him to get in the shower, and then I left. I drove straight to my mom's house and didn't take any of his calls. The next morning, I called off the wedding.
Yeah.
Since then, Nick has apologized over and over. He said he blacked out and barely remembers what happened. His family is furious with me and says I'm throwing away a great relationship over a drunken mistake. Some of my friends agree and think I should have postponed instead of canceling. Even my maid of honor said I might be
Did you talk about the diarrhea on the dress?
Yeah, like, what am I supposed to get married in? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's just...
It's insane.
Where are these family members? And, like, I could understand... Like, okay, say the drunken mistake was fucking cheating on you. Is that just a drunken mistake? That's okay because he was drunk? No, it's not. So, same thing with this fucking shit on my goddamn wedding dress.
I do hate the drunken mistake excuse. It's like, because he
made all the choices to get drunk.
Exactly. You made that choice to get into that mindset and that state that whatever happens, happens. It's like, that is on you. You're still responsible for doing that.
Look, I drink socially, and when I first started drinking, I'm going to be real honest, I did not know where the point was.
Yeah.
So I've blacked out a couple of times.
I feel most people in their lives have at one point.
Yeah, but I just can't imagine blacking out and then not listening to my partner say, hey, maybe don't put on the wedding dress that I have to wear tomorrow.
Yeah, that was another red flag where she's just like saying no and he's just ignoring her.
No, and he's just like, I gotta see what it's like.
Gross.
You don't. I just feel like, I don't know. Maybe that's just, I'm a very joyful drunk. So I imagine blackout drunk, I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Happy.
When I got kicked out of the club in Vegas, I was like telling my friend, make sure our friends don't get mad at this guy. He's just doing his job.
That's funny. Yeah, because you are still kind of yourself when you're drunk. You know what I mean? Like, you still have a piece of you because that's who you are. You're a joyful person. So
yeah,
I feel it just shines through when you're drunk. Obviously, there's exceptions, but
yeah, there's exceptions for sure. I don't want to say, because some of my friends get mad when they're drunk, and I'm like, all right, brother. I hope that's not really you.
They might be a mad person. You never know.
Yeah, maybe they keep it all in.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of, even the common sense to not, again, like what we said at the beginning of the story, the common sense to just not even go out the night before, or at least not get drunk.
Yeah.
And it's just that. And then I definitely would have called off the wedding even without the diarrhea, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So the diarrhea is just like, oh, not only is the wedding over, but like we are over.
Yeah, it's not just postpone.
I could see a world where you postpone it, maybe if they just try on the wedding dress or like try it on. But to get like butt ass naked, like the amount of time it takes to get in a wedding dress is long, brother. So if she's telling you no the entire time, that's a long time of her telling you to, stop.
To stop. Yeah.
So it's just, oh man, like even if you're drunk, I feel like there's a tipping point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
all right. So there's a couple more sentences and then we pretty much said everything, but even my maid of honor said I might be letting emotions take over and that wasn't unforgivable. But I feel like something, that's your maid of honor.
Is it not? I feel like it's kind of unforgivable. I don't know.
But I feel like something broke that night. I didn't just feel disgusted. I felt disrespected. The dress wasn't just expensive. It was important to me. It symbolized something. I cannot unsee what happened. I can't laugh about it or move on like it's just one bad night. I don't know how to look at him the same way. Am I overreacting for calling off the wedding?
No, look, I mean, we've seen TikToks of like boyfriends giving icks or dudes giving icks.
This is the ultimate.
This, I cannot imagine a bigger ick. Besides breaking the law and doing those types of things.
Or cheating on you or something like that.
Cheating on you or being a weird creep. But as far as like icks go, to fucking 1, disregard your feelings, put on the dress. 2, fucking diarrhea in it and then look up at you and cry about it.
Yeah.
That's tough. That is tough.
I would have a hard time
a drunken
back.
Diarrhea cry session in your wedding dress. Like just the visual of that is just that's hard to come back from, brother.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much said it all. I am furious at the friends and family that aren't backing you up.
All of these Reddit stories, I'm just like, how are there this many shitty friends and family?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like even his side of the family, like being mad at her, I cannot understand that. Cause like, I just picture myself in that moment and how my parents would react if I did that. And it would just be so mad at me, not at like my partner. What the fuck?
I mean, like, imagine your partner shitting in your fucking wedding dress or suit the day before. Just literally put your feet in their shoes for once and be like, okay, yeah, that is kind of fun. The day before.
Yeah, it's like, what are we supposed to get married in? So at most it's getting at least it's getting postponed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at most it's like, yeah, that's done. Yeah. So it's like, how do they not even like comprehend that? Is crazy.
I just can't see a comeback from that. You know, there's just no comeback.
Yeah.
I think all those people mad at you, if they were in your shoes, would be equally as mad.
They should be.
I just can't imagine a world would be like, that's my baby. You know what I mean?
This does for me though. If any of them complain about any fucking thing in their life, I'll just be like, well, that's on you actually. That's your fault.
Imagine if he, shit in your dress. Because your problem is not as bad as mine.
Yeah. So Reddit deemed not overreacting. There was a general consensus question about like, does Nick have a problem with alcohol or drugs? To which OP said he's never had a problem with alcohol before, not that I know of at least. Another commenter said, it's a series of bad decisions that gets me here. First, it's getting pissed drunk the night before your wedding.
Yep.
30 years old can't bounce back like a 21-year-old can. Being hungover at your own wedding is a bad look. Go ham at the bachelor party, sure, but maybe keep it to a couple drinks max the night before. Second, it's deciding to drunkenly put on your fiance's dress. I'll be honest, I'd be terrified to go anywhere near it until the wedding. I wouldn't want to cause any sort of issues with it, especially with less than 24 hours until the wedding. Third, it's the decision to keep going even though you are struggling and ignoring your pleas to stop.
Again, a long process.
Yes. Hard to excuse so many bad decisions in such a short time. So, I mean, essentially what we said just summed up very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, there is an update for the next day. Hi again. First off, I want to thank you to everyone who responded. I didn't expect the level of attention this post got, and honestly, reading the replies made me feel less alone. Some people told me I was right to call it off. Others said it was a terrible mistake, but not unforgivable. Both sides helped me see the situation more clearly. Were there Redditors saying it's not unforgivable?
That's crazy.
I mean, maybe like, I guess if you were a generous take, you'd be like, this is something to work on, I guess. But like, I can't.
It just feels like what OP said. It just feels so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Just no consideration at all. Like,
I'm just trying to put my headspace in like, who would ever defend this? And it's just like,
yeah,
I think it would take such a long time to forgive that it's not even worth keeping this relationship. Like that's like a decade-long thing where you can look back and laugh at it.
And like you said, I just hate the drunk excuse. You know what I mean? I get it. We've all been there, but like, that's tough. That's really bad. You should have just went to sleep, brother.
Yeah, exactly. I spoke to Nick this morning, not for closure, not for a big emotional talk, just to return some things and check in about logistics since everything's been canceled. But we ended up sitting down and talking for over an hour. He apologized again, sincerely. He didn't try to defend himself or shift blame. He told me he didn't remember everything clearly, but he knows he came home wasted, saw the dress, and in his words, Thought it would be funny or meaningful or something. He didn't.
Meaningful?
Yeah. In what way?
Yeah.
If you want to try the dress on, do it after the fucking wedding. I don't know.
Yeah, you could defile it, I guess, later if y'all both have agreed upon that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Before, yeah. He didn't mean to ruin the dress. He didn't mean to humiliate me, but he did. And he knows that. He said he's ashamed of what happened and how out of control he let himself get. He also admitted this wasn't the first time his drinking led to something bad. He said this was a wake-up call and that he's going to stop drinking entirely. I didn't even know he had a problem. So that's a red flag that he was hiding that.
Yeah.
The thing is, I still care about him. We were supposed to get married. I didn't walk away from someone I didn't love, but something inside me cracked that night and it hasn't healed. I don't know if it will. I know it sounds superficial to some people, but for me, it was a symbol of our future, of the person I thought I was marrying. And watching him defile it in that state, whether on purpose or by accident, changed something. I've been trying to figure out if that one night should be the end of 4 years together, but it's not really just one night, is it? It's what it revealed. About how he handles stress, about how far he let himself go, about how I felt standing in that room watching someone I love become almost unrecognizable. I haven't made a final decision yet. Technically, the wedding is canceled, but the relationship isn't officially over. We're kind of on an emotional pause, I guess. He says he wants to make things right, and maybe he will, maybe with time, and I'll want to try again. But right now, I feel like I'm grieving something that ended, and I don't know if I'm ready to build it back from scratch. So I guess I'm now asking, am I overreacting if I walk away from this completely?
No.
I was like, what? No answer.
I mean, nothing really changed for me, you know? Look, like what you said while reading, the fact that he was like, yeah, I have a problem with alcohol, and you're just now finding out.
Yeah.
That's another red flag.
There shouldn't be that kind of secret.
Yeah. Also, the fact that he was able to hide that from you means he's probably a pretty decent liar. You know, not to make assumptions, but we kind of have to, because I feel like that's a pretty difficult thing to hide, presuming you know, go out, eat at restaurants, do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems pretty calculated that he was able to do that. Again, you know, maybe I'm taking liberties. Again, I say I'm not an alcoholic, but like
a show called Shots and Thoughts.
Yeah. And honestly, it's like Hot Ones. That guy does not like to eat wings.
Yeah, true. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You know, I don't have a lot of experience being around at least diagnosed alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely probably been around undiagnosed alcoholics.
Yeah, I imagine at some point in your life.
Yeah. But, you know, like, I don't know how people could hide that well without lying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that just seems, alcohol's just around. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I mean, people get good at hiding things if they really want to. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Which is just all the more redder the flag.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we say this all the time. If you have something that you believe is enough to be a breaking point, that's up to you. And I think this is a fair reason to have this be a breaking point.
Honestly, couldn't figure out a more fair way. Again, just the visual of tears, diarrhea in your wedding dress after, I gotta assume, at least 5 to 10 minutes of you being like, no, please stop. Stop.
Yeah.
All right. Stop.
Yeah.
So it's just, oh God, how irritating.
I don't think you're overreacting at all. And one of the commenters said, I don't think this is an overreaction to want to walk away completely. And I also think if there's any part of you that wants to salvage things, you need to walk away completely first. If you guys keep being close and talking and living together and all of those other things, neither of you will have a chance to move past this or heal or improve.
I could see, you know, in 2 years from now, if he's like clean and, you know, fix his issues and things like that, you know, there's a world where maybe.
There is a world. But I don't think it happens when you stay together, because he will just go back into his routine. He won't work on himself. And you won't have the space you need to also move past this. And so for the best of both of you, I think it's fine to move apart for now for like a longer term break. And
you know what? Actually, fuck it. Yeah, full break, because even if he did clean up his act, his mother was still like, you're overreacting.
Yeah, that's a red flag too.
What? Excuse? Yeah, no. So clean break entirely. Because do you want to be married to that family? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Also, Josh, sorry for touching the mic.
That's all good. But yeah, like I think absolutely you need to break for however long you feel you need. And I think that's to even like have that space to be like, do I even want this? Do I even want to be with this person? You need that space to figure that out on your own. So great advice, I think, from that commenter.
Yeah.
All right, Sean. Let's move into another one here.
Let's do it.
This one is cross-posted by Strawberry Bunny, the goat.
Oh, yeah.
Title for this one is, Am I the asshole for inviting my work wife to my daughter's birthday so she could finally meet my actual wife?
You really could have stopped the question. Maybe 3 or 4 words in.
Am I the asshole for meeting my work wife? Done.
Yeah,
That's
done.
It.
Asshole, actually. To your kid's birthday, you're dense. You're so dense.
Oh, yeah. This is a tough title. All right. So I, 33 male, have been married to my wife, 31 female, for 5 years, together for 8. We have 1 kid, our daughter, who just turned 2. I work as an assistant store manager at Walmart. My wife stays at home with our kid. Things are generally good between us. We're not perfect, but I'd say we have a strong relationship and communicate fairly well most of the time. At work, I've gotten close with a coworker. Let's call her H, 33 female. She's not just someone I passively work with. We have similar interests, especially food and travel, and we bonded over that. We'll text now and then, sometimes about work, sometimes about sharing food recs or cool travel spots. Nothing flirty, nothing secretive. If we're both working a closing shift, I'll give her a ride home, which is safer than a late night bus. And honestly, it's on my way. My wife knows about the rides and that we talk occasionally. That said, my wife has never met H. She's heard the name, but didn't really have a full picture. For my daughter's second birthday, I invited a few people from work, including H. Part of it was just that I thought it would be nice. She's seen pictures of my daughter, and she asks about her, and she's a decent person. But I'll admit, a small part of me also thought maybe it'd be good for my wife to meet her and put a face to the name. H came, brought a gift, and was totally respectful. She didn't monopolize my time or act overly familiar or anything. She chatted with a few people, including my wife, but I wouldn't say they clicked. After the party, though, my wife was clearly off. I asked what was wrong, and she eventually admitted she felt blindsided and uncomfortable. She said she didn't like the idea that this woman she'd never met, but who clearly has a presence in my daily life, was now suddenly at our kid's birthday without a heads up. I tried to explain that I didn't mean to be sneaky. I honestly thought it was more transparent and respectful to include H than to keep her out of that part of my life. I wasn't trying to stir anything up or send weird messages, but now my wife is wondering if there's more going on between me and H than I let on, even though there really isn't. I could see maybe how I should have talked to my wife before inviting H over, but at the same time, it didn't feel like that big of a deal in the moment. H is just a friend from work. It's not like I invited her to a family vacation or anything. So am I the asshole for inviting my work wife to my daughter's birthday party without checking with my real wife first?
One asshole for having a work wife at all.
For calling it that.
And for calling it that.
Just stop. Why do people still do this shit?
I don't fucking get it. You're just inviting chaos into your life and miscommunication and misunderstanding.
Just work friend.
Just work friend.
Yeah, I've had friends I've worked with. I just call them that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this label of wife, which represents something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
It's mind boggling every time we hear it. We laughed for a solid 2 minutes before we got into the story. And then 2, I think asshole because like, I don't know, shouldn't y'all have like a joint? I mean, for me, especially if the party's at my house, Nancy knows who's coming over. I know who's coming over. It's kind of just, I feel like that's just basic, nice communication. Like,
yes.
All right, who are we inviting to this party? This person, this person, this person. You know what I mean? So one, that does seem weird that, again, maybe not everybody does that. That's just in my experience. That's how we usually do it.
No, that's the same as me. Like I do like to know who's coming to the party. So does my wife. Like we both enjoy knowing who's coming, just so that you can mentally kind of prepare about, like who's coming, like what's going on in their life, what's something I need to bring up. I'm a socially awkward person, so I like to think ahead about that kind of stuff. But she could be the same way. Like his wife could be the same way. And so it's just like, just courteous to give your partner a heads up. Who's coming.
Also, and then 3, I really do wonder if you ever mention to your wife that H is, a person of the opposite gender. You know what I mean? Or if you were just like, oh yeah, to your wife, you say, oh yeah, this is my work friend. But then to your work friends, that's my work wife. You know what I mean?
Could be that. Yeah.
Like it's just reminding me of in How I Met Your Mother, how Marshall was like, oh yeah, crazy story from this guy, or not crazy story from this guy, but crazy story from, I forget the name. Let's say Humphrey. Yeah. Crazy story from Humphrey. Oh my God, Humphrey's so crazy. Humphrey did this. And then like Lily goes to the office and the Humphrey is like an attractive woman. And she's like, oh, this changes the stories and how funny they are to me. So it's just like, I don't know. It feels like some kind of lie, because why would she be? I mean, there's many reasons. Even if, again, just inviting random people to your house, you got to be on the same page about that. And I think, like we said, it's pretty cut and dry. The first 4 words of this: am I the asshole for bringing my work wife? Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't count the words before you fucking hound me in the comments. I don't know how many words. I can't count.
Sean, that was 6 words.
Yeah, you're probably right. I apologize.
No, I'm with you 100%. I think. I mean, the step A is like the work wife thing. I've said that. It pisses me off that people say that and use that. Like work spouse of any sort should just be like, I just don't like that moniker being used. And if your partner also doesn't like that, that's just, you shouldn't do that. Because like at first when it was just like, yeah, we talk about like food and travel recommendations and like no flirty things, I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's a friend, right? That's a work friend. That's cool. If that's how you classify it, that's how you should classify it. And then the second thing that you did wrong was, inviting her without being like, hey, I'm thinking of inviting some friends from work. Is it okay if H comes? That kind of thing. Like that's all that needed to be said for your wife to either be like, oh yeah, like absolutely, or no, whatever it happens to be. And then that's a discussion for later on. But you're definitely the asshole for those 2 things, I think.
For sure.
And Reddit agreed, said asshole. Creature Feature 247 said, you're the asshole. Consider this from your wife's perspective. You talk about this woman, you give her rides home from work, and then you bring her to your daughter's party? What reason would you have for needing to have this woman be a part of your daughter's life? No shit, she felt blindsided. Also, stop with this work wife and real wife bullshit. You have one wife, that's it. And I took that quote because it's like, you have one wife?
Yeah. That's the way the world works. Why? I don't know.
I thought you'd enjoy that new girl quote. All right. Let's move on to the last one here, Sean, before we hit the Patreon paywall, which you can subscribe to on patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. We do 2 stories every Friday, 1 on Mondays, and we give you lots of other bonus stuff throughout the week. All right. Without further ado, last one here, posted by Possible Midscore Animal 9339. Title is, am I the asshole for not telling my sister the name chosen for my unborn son because she used her best friend's baby name for her daughter?
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think you're
not obligated to tell them like the names you want to use.
Yeah, no matter what.
I think you're fine. That's your choice.
It could give away like if you don't want to reveal the gender or something like that. I feel like that's also something to keep if you want to keep to yourself. You don't have to tell anyone that.
You don't owe anyone that at all.
You don't owe anyone shit other than basic courtesy.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's what I've come to on this show.
I like it.
All right. So my sister and I are both pregnant. This is her second child and my first. We're both having boys. And when my sister had her daughter 3 years ago, her best friend was pregnant at the same time. My sister complained for 8 months that they didn't have any idea what to name my niece. And then all of a sudden she had a name right before she gave birth. After my niece was born and her name was announced, my sister and her best friend started fighting. The best friend said that was the name she'd chosen for her baby girl, And my sister used the same first and middle name for my niece.
That's wild.
And she couldn't believe she'd do that. My sister said it's first come, first serve, and she needed a name badly. And that her best friend had time to find another name. That is some fucked up.
Does she have time? Because you didn't have time to find another name.
For 8 fucking months. Holy. My sister is due before me a few weeks before, and with that in mind, I didn't want her to do the same thing to me. And she has asked. Nobody knows we're having a boy except me and my husband, and we plan to keep it that way. But my sister has asked what our boy name is, and as an afterthought, she asked for our girl name too when she realized I knew what she was getting at. I refused to tell her. She's tried to whine about name sharing being the fun part of pregnancy.
Is it? Oh, I mean, okay. I thought you meant like sharing, like stealing.
Oh, no.
Like name sharing, yeah, that is fun. I get that.
Yeah. Comparing name lists and stuff like that. I made up a couple of names on the spot just to tell her, and she saw through it. She told me just to tell her what the name is, and I said no again. She asked a few more times, and she even asked in front of our family. It was our brother who joked that nobody should tell the baby name thief the name they've chosen.
Yeah.
My sister got upset and asked if that's why I wouldn't tell her. She told me I was holding something against her that she never did to me. My mom asked why I couldn't just share the name and everyone would know my husband and I chose first if my sister used it, but I still said no. So am I the asshole?
Yeah, no, because she's already proven it's first come, first serve. It doesn't matter. She clearly does not care about y'all's shame.
No. People caught her and she was just like, hey, first come, first serve.
You got time to figure it out. Even though you took 8 months and still didn't figure anything out.
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, that is unhinged to try and do that to your own sister too. Like not even being like discreet about it. Be like, what boy names you got picked out?
Oh, hey, girls too. Girls,
I guess, if you want to tell me those too.
But really focus on the boy ones. I want to hear it.
And then your brother who is like, yeah, no shit, she's not going to tell you. Like you've clearly stolen names before. The middle name is crazy to me. That's insane.
Middle name is wild.
Because like first names, it's like, okay, could be kind of cute to have like 2 kids' first name. I don't know. Like I personally, I wouldn't like that, but it depends on how close you are as friends.
At least put the middle name front and then change the homework a little bit. Don't copy my answers exactly.
But copying the middle name is insane to me because it's usually like a grandparent or a grandma or like, you know what I mean? Like it's someone in your family. Usually that's where middle names come from. I know in most families anyway. So to take that is just unhinged because you have no idea why they picked that. So yeah, OP is definitely in the clear on this one. And
Clear
Reddit agreed that not the asshole. Pokemon No More said, I'd give her a made up crazy spelling tragedy of a name, then sit back and watch her use it. It would serve her right. To which Rockabilly Mac said, tell her Ray Farty, LOL. Do you remember that one?
No, what's that one?
That was a story we did a while ago where it was like a tragedy. They named her Ray Farty.
That's fucking... That subreddit is so unhinged, bro.
It's honestly insane. It's on par with the name some people give you, though. So,
yeah, honestly, terrible names that y'all give me.
Name your kids
spell it the only God-given way.
Exactly. SAUGHN.
You bastard.
All right, Wikimaniacs, that is it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed this Friday. If you like us, want to support the show, give us a like, subscribe, and share with your friends or family. If you really like the show and want some bonus content, go to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. We've got 2 bonus stories we did today, both kind of crazy in their own way.
Kind of unhinged.
Yeah, so go check that out if you want 2 bonus stories, as well as bonus content that we do every episode. We got merch. Last 2 days for merch. Sorry. It's not the last day of May. I keep forgetting that. You have 2 more days to get some merch.
The Mayflower Collection. Shout out Joy.
Mayflower Collection. Thank you, Joy, for sending that in. And go check it out. Buy it. half of the profits go to a donation or a charity of our patrons' choice.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel good and look good this summer.
Oh, yeah.
Without further ado, Sean, I think we're good to close out the episode. Thank you for giving your takes today. And thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another amazing episode. We'll see you on Monday.
Later.
Bye.
Get therapy. I'm not ready. Get therapy.